I think before we get too far, unlike a lot of my videos, this isn't going to be scripted primarily because I don't have time to script it. I've been pumping out videos like mad, and I want to get them all out and then get this one out by Saturday and then put a pin on this. So this will be like the concluding video for this whole for the Comic Expo. This organized chaos video is brought to you by Gems Art Studio. Gems Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find Gems Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/Gems Art Studio. This video is also brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
And how did you choose your costume? What appealed to you about this particular costume?
So Captain Phasma is a very powerful female within the Star Wars group, which is what appealed to me. Well, because I do have 3 children, I don't get to wear it as often as I would like, because we are part of a charity organization. The 501st is a charity organization. I'm also part of Galaxy United here in Ohio, so we do a lot of charity work with Make-A-Wish and then autism.
So it's time for my recap of Cincinnati Comic Expo 2021. Not 2016 as the first 4 videos said. That was, oops.
The horror.
I don't have a clear idea of what the video will be. If you all remember the movie Zero Effect, which I guarantee you don't, because nobody but me in my random brain of random information remembers that movie. In the movie, Bill Pullman is a private eye, and one of the lines he says is,
"Now, a few words on looking for things. When you go looking for something specific, your chances of finding it are very bad. Because of all the things in the world, you're only looking for one of them. When you go looking for anything at all, your chances of finding it are very good. Because of all the things in the world, you're sure to find some of them."
And I really went into the Cincinnati Comic Expo really looking for anything. But anyways, on to the Cincinnati Comic Expo, which was quite frankly amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and describe to you how, just kind of do a rundown of all the events. So we go there the first night, and it's a little bit late into the Comic Expo on Friday. We went there immediately after picking up my kids from school. And we're looking around, and, it seems pretty cool. It seems kind of like active, and better yet, it seems like everybody's wearing a face mask and being pretty respectful. Seems like there's some cool stuff. And my immediate thought is, okay, I kind of got to lay the land. Let's go home, because I'm tired. And that's when my mom says, don't you want to interview a few people? And I did want to interview a few people, but I was just kind of tired. It's the introvert in me. So I'm like, well, do you want to talk to people? And she was like, yeah, I'd be okay talking to people. And I was like, fantastic. That's when we got the interview for Phat Daddy Comics. Thank you very much for that, by the way, Jamie Stewart. And yeah, that was very interesting. He obviously has a passion for comics. I love getting his take. I thought it was a great interview. But that was about it for Friday.
So I'm Juko Inashima from Danganronpa. It's an anime video game.
Okay.
And they're just cosplaying their own OC.
Not in a video game, I assume?
Nope.
No.
Sadly.
Maybe you'll get your own one day.
It took them 2 months to make it.
Oh my gosh, really?
Mine just costed $50 off of Amazon.
And then Saturday, I'm looking at the schedule. In my head, the priorities were the cosplay panel, the beginner cosplay, because my daughter seems really into cosplay, and I'd like her to check it out. And I'm not going to lie, I don't ever see myself getting serious into cosplay. I have some costumes that I've kind of done on myself. I don't see myself getting super serious into it, but I do think it's really, really fucking cool. So I'm totally not against doing some cosplay panels at all. Jim Shooter, I just wanted to go to because I'm a fucking nerd. And I'm like, oh my god, it's an old comic book guy. Let's get his great takes. And then Felicia Day was one I definitely wanted to go to because she just seems really cool. So we go to the Cosplay for Beginners, and that's where we met two cosplayers. I do not remember the guy's name, but the woman was Ødfel, and she was actually our second interview. And god damn, her stuff is amazing. I am shocked how good her stuff is. It is... I have no idea how she makes stuff like that. It is mind-blowing. I think that day she was doing the Scarlet Witch costume, which I don't even know if the actual WandaVision costume Scarlet Witch wore looked that cool. That was a great costume. That's the first interview of the day, and that goes really well. And we come across this funny-looking booth for vampire foxes from space, and they're like, hey, what's up? We're like, oh, what's this? You guys want an interview? We talked to Tad Galusha, who did the artwork for Vampire Foxes from Space, and he also has all these little graphic novels. And we also talked to the writer, director, producer of Vampire Foxes from Space, Kyle Murphy, and they were both great. But Tad Galusha had great stuff, and I wish it wasn't so broke, because I would have bought stuff from all these people because they were so talented. When I got home, I watched the trailer for Vampire Foxes from Space. Oh my god, it looks like so much fun. I would love to watch this movie, and in fact, I plan on probably watching it. I guess I don't have a plan to watch it, but I do really want to watch it at some point because it just looks like fun. And then we go to the Jim Shooter panel. And immediately after the Jim Shooter panel is the John Barrowman panel, which I'm not going to lie, I have mixed feelings about. Part of me says it's probably a fun panel. I enjoyed most of Torchwood. I have issues, obviously, season 4's in it. Torchwood was kind of all over the place. Season 4 was a great premise that really was weird at the end. Season 3, as I recall, was fucking phenomenal. And he was fun in Doctor Who. And he was also a really good villain in the first season of Arrow. But then we get to the tricky thing where he does have allegations against him. And I don't know the full extent of the allegations against him. I've read a little bit about it a while ago. It seems like it's maybe a bit worse than Joss Whedon, but in the same league. So, not terrible, but problematic. And I feel like maybe part of the reason why I was okay skipping that was simply because I didn't want to tackle it, which is why I'm kind of doing it now. I'm forcing myself to talk about it, even though I don't want to, but because he was there and I was avoiding it. I also want to talk about because someone did shoot some footage of that panel, and it seems like it was a lot of fun.
Anyway, so we're going to pick it up, and I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to wing the fuck out of this program, all right? I'm going to have to do off the cuff of everything. How many were having a good time or a bad time during lockdown? Everybody put their hands up.
He essentially approached it like a stand-up routine, and it looks like it was a lot of fun, what I've seen. So anyways, I skipped that panel, and I go to the Felicia Day panel, and I go ahead and I just have the camera. I get what shots I can. I'm in like the 4th row, and when I'm at the panels, and if they allow recording, I'm thinking, I'll grab like little fun clips to put in this highlight reel, which is essentially this video. However, as soon as people line up, my view is super spotty, and I kind of just roll with it because I'm going for clips. I'm not going for, hey, let's release the whole panel, because this is a project that has constantly changed as I was working on it. Her panel was fantastic. My daughter actually was in line. Actually, if you look at the footage, you can see her Alice costume. She was in line, but she didn't get to ask a question. And I was like, I'm a fairly big fan, so I'll go get an autograph and let my daughter ask her question. So that's what we did at the end. And we kind of decided to call it a day. And to a degree, I kind of regret that because there's great costumes there. We should have stayed for the costume contest. Yes, it's at the end of the day, and it was going to be a long day. But if we want the best coverage we can get, we should get that. And probably get more panels than I did. I only got the 2 that day.
So, I'm curious, how did you make your helmet?
Some of the pieces for my costume are made by vendors. Others are made at an armor party. I'm a member of the 501st Legion, and we join together and help each other build our costumes. Most of it is made by that process.
Oh.
It involves casting fiberglass, painting. A lot of the newer costumers use 3D printing, which is a great way to get some of these pieces much more affordably.
Okay. How did you find the 501st Legion?
I had a former student who was connected with me. I'm a teacher, and my former student was building a stormtrooper on Facebook. And I reached out to him and asked him about the organization, which again is the 501st Legion.
So, what do you teach?
Government.
Oh.
I teach about traitors and treason and all that fun stuff. There's the 501st Legion, and we focus on the bad guys, which are actually the good guys. And then the good guys, or the traitors, are the Rebel Legion. They have a table over there, and we work together as sister organizations. There's also a group called the Mandalorian Mercs, and they're all mercenaries and bounty hunters like Boba Fett and the like. So there's separate clubs, but we work together in Ohio.
Oh, well, that's nice. So, do you guys do anything besides costuming?
Charity events. We sometimes go to children's hospitals, which are much more smaller events, and we'll meet some of those kids. It's not just expos. Anybody can ask for an event request, and then our volunteers sign up for those events.
Okay, so is there a website that people should go to?
Yes, Ohio Garrison on Facebook. You can also look up 501stlegion.com, and there's a button for requesting an appearance.
And then we go back Sunday, because that's where the plan is to go ahead and see Ross Marquand and Katie Cassidy. And then for that, we end up in the front row. Ross Marquand was not particularly populated, which kind of surprised me. I just wanted to see his impressions, because he's a great impressionist. If you don't know this, Aaron from The Walking Dead does amazing impressions, and you need to, if you don't know that, type it in. By the time this video is released, there will be a video on this channel of his impressions from the Cincinnati Comic Expo, as well as numerous other ones on the internet. He's great. Probably, my favorite moments were when he did Red Skull as Yoda.
Search for the Soul Stone, you must, yeah.
And also when he does, I believe it's Clint Eastwood and Harrison Ford chasing kids off their lawn.
Kids, get off my lawn. Yeah, get off his lawn.
But that was a lot of fun. And we go ahead and say for the Katie Cassidy panel, and that unfortunately...
There's no photographs or recordings in this one.
But I don't know why it was no cameras. It's not like she revealed any secrets. And it was fine. I don't get why it was no camera. But you know what? It's her request. It's her call. She can do what she wants. She obviously... One of the things she talks about is how much she enjoys directing, and she brought that up a lot, and that's cool. I hope she gets to pursue that in the future. And after that, my mom in particular wanted to talk to artists. So we got an interview with Chalk Girl, and here's your design. So after the Cincinnati Comic Expo, what I came away with was this feeling of all these people who are in this place because they have a serious passion for the things they do, including myself. And it's kind of cool how our passions, no matter how varied, all brought us to this one location on this one weekend. And I loved getting the stories because everybody had a wonderful story. I love each and every interview I posted on here. And in the end, I feel like all the footage came together and really made something special. And this is something I hope to do again, except I hope to do it better because I can see a billion ways I could have done this better.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites, and Try to control what won't be.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
Oh, this might end up in being in the video?
Yeah, if there's footage, I'll look at it.